Good morning. So I'm off to Manor Farm Leisure for the last round of the Winter League. Unfortunately, a little bit tired, so a bit of caffeine this morning, try and perk myself up. We're on Island Pool today, so do like a rotation. So Gary Watts, aka Mr. Chips, runs the Winter League, so you do 6 rounds, and you do like so rotate. So for example, you'd be on Island, Middle, then Ash, then a redraw, so mixed all the sections up, and then again it would be, you know, Middle, my permutation was, so Fair Play, Steve Parts come second, Rider Mate, and then it went Ash, I think I come third or fourth, I can't remember, and then then I'm on Island Pool today. So I might be wrong. I think so the top 3 would be struggling to catch. So Darren Hudson, Ben Suter, Catherine Davis doing really well. And I think there's 4 of us all on 19 points, which is Derek Newson's favourite number. God, full of wind. And then I think there's a couple of people, Glenn Picton on 20. I think Jake Newton's on 21, so it's quite tight at the top. So sections of like 9. The first round killed me. I was like last, so terrible start on Island Pool on peg 23. And I never seem to do great on Island Pool. I don't know what it is about me and Island Pool. I don't know. It's awkward because there's so many methods. Because the beauty of Manor Farm, and I mean this sincerely, the beauty about Manor Farm is it's a lovely venue. Park behind your peg, use your own pellets. Hardly any bait bans. Basically, the only sort of bans are artificial baits and floating baits. Net everything. Free nets. 1 for silvers, 2 for carp. Split your fish equally, so no weight limits. Got to net everything. Yeah, make sure you do net everything. And yeah, that's it. That's the rules. That's you done. You know, so great. So there's so many things you can do and to catch fish. So, you know, happy days. And then consequently on that, you know, you could just kit up an absolute mountain full of gear. So we're told like pellet waggler could be good. They've been catching on the lead. So Harry Golder won it on Thursday on 36. He's caught on bomb and pellet and a pellet waggler. Now on Thursday it was a little bit more milder, and we've had a load of rain just for a change, the wettest February forever, if I can speak. And I feel like, in my experience, as soon as you get loads of rain on Middle, as soon as you get loads of rain on Island Pool, pegs 4 and 36 seem to be really good, and it's the most shallowest part of the lake. And Middle can be sometimes like that. You get loads and loads of rain, and like peg 19, Derek's favourite number, peg 19 and 12 can be really good. The fish just seem to move there. But I think today, because I know a few of the locals and that, and I think today Middle Pool I think will be dominated by like pegs 2 and 4 and 27. I think the fish are definitely going to be at that end. Hey, I could be wrong, they could move. This had a voiceover and this had filmed after the event. And then Island Pool, I wouldn't want to call it where they could be caught. Peg 23 could win, and then at the same time peg 23 could come last. You know, Jake Newton won it on 23. I drew it come last, and Neil Smith drew it, and I think he comes second to last. And Neil Smith's a really good angler. So yeah, 23 could be a bit brutal. I think 27 could be a bit brutal as well. But having said that, they're the deepest pegs on the lake. It's gone really cold. Will them fish be in that deep water? I honestly don't know. If I could choose any pegs today, I would choose 14. So 14 on Island would be my first choice, and then peg 6, best peg in Europe, would be my second choice. Now the reason why I choose 14 over 6 is because 16's not in, and the rope is the boundary. So therefore you'll be able to chuck in front of 16, which to be fair is halfway to the next angler anyway. So yeah, that would be an half decent shout. So it's just, the trouble is with 6, you can only chuck to the point, 14 let you chuck in front of you. I'm going to sneeze. Bless me. Not COVID. So 6 can chuck to the pointlet, and then 14 can chuck in front, which is always quite tight chucking. And then you've got the option then, obviously, you can chuck to the left, so you've just got more of that island. And in the past, I've just caught well, like fishing lead, a boilie, bag, so bobbing bag, as in a tea bag, not root tea bagging, as in, you know, EVA mesh or whatever it is. So you can use that can work well. Little eye bread, little method feeder, pellet feeder, you know, lasso, like 4mm pellet can be really good at times. I think they just suck it in by accident, single maggot, and there you go. Look at all these different methods that can work, like say pellet waggler, bomb and pellet, even catch on the pole, down the edge. Sometimes people catch short, but that doesn't tend to happen too much, to be honest. So there's just a bit of a minefield of how many things you can do. I think there'd be a few fish caught, and there's quite a lot of big carp, so you know, you could literally go into the match, you know, hour and a half to go, not doing very well, and you might get a run. So I know Glenn Picton caught well down his edge on one of the matches. I think that was on peg 6. He's had a run of fish down his edge, so you can't ignore it. So just micro pellets and maggots. And then on the pole line, I guess just ping some 4mm and just fish a hard pellet. Hard pellets seem to work quite well on Manor for whatever reason. They didn't yesterday at decoy. Bloody hell, destroyed my peg, but that's another story. And then, you know, got to be careful now, pinging a bomb line and feeding a pole. Sometimes they can conflict, but maybe you've got quite a bit of room with the peg and only 9 of us on the lake. So hopefully you'll be able to make sure the lines are divided. Anyway, I feel I'm really jabbering on, to be honest, and it might send you to sleep. Anyway, wish me luck. We'll see what happens, and we'll go from there.
So I have drawn peg 27 on island. I have my reservations about it. Spoke to Steve Partington. He said that he caught on it the other week, and he's caught well down his edge, even though it was quite cold. So he's caught to his left side, which is like basically in front of peg 28. So I've like feeding a bit of ground bait in front of 26. Basically this is pretty much the same depth. Well, it is the same depth as what I got out dead in front of me. So just put a little bit of ground bait, a few dead maggots and some micro pellets, and then just going to feed some pellets out in front of me to try and catch skimmers and F1s. Maybe some roe carp if I'm really lucky, and then I'm open to catch down the edge and then get some lucky bonus fish, maybe on popped up bread, chucking against the island, and sometimes dropping back as well. So I'll chuck it a few different places, hopefully look for liners, and hope to, you know, sometimes you chuck the bread first chuck and it goes round and get a great big one. So this is the kind of luck I need. I got Neil Smith on peg 14, and I'm tying with him at the moment with points, so we're all on 19 points, Derek's favourite number. Neil McKinnon's drawn 36, he's also on 19 points as well. So yeah, so I need to beat these anglers in order to potentially frame. So it's all to play for. Glenn Picton's on 20 points, and he's drawn peg 20 on Ash. So I think, to be honest with you, such a good angler, I think he won't be beat. So getting frustrated because, like, fishing pellets, and I've got a skimmer. The only fish I caught on the pole, the only fish I caught on the feeder was a skimmer, 4 ounce. So and I got another 4 ounce skimmer there on the pole. So things aren't looking great, but we're an hour and 20 minutes in, and open to you know, get a run of fish. So looking around the lake, Neil Smith's catching well, lad on 18's catching well. I apologise to get the name wrong. Richard Noakes on 6 is catching a few. And mate Derek's had one first chuck on bread. Neil McKinnon's had a couple on the feeder, but not. He's struggling a little bit. And then this is a skimmer. Just thinking. And Mark Emin next to me. He's had an all right run on the feeder, to be fair. So he's had a few fish, aka Bob. So name dropping a few people. But just thinking, right, so at least I'm getting some fish in the net now. So we're sort of going somewhere. Maybe just fill time gap catching some fish. I mean, they're not like tiny, so it's not like you're going nowhere fish, like pointless fish. But definitely need to get some F1s and some carp. But hopefully, fingers crossed, I might get a run, like I say, down my edge. So that's what I'm hoping for. So I finally got myself an F1. I've tried hard pellets, so 4 and 6 mils, not a bite, and then soft pellets 4 mils best, but just not catching enough stamp fish. And Neil Smith on 14's catching really well. So this is putting a little bit of pressure on us now. At the moment, I ain't going to do no good. So you could go through the motions, have a lovely day catching loads of skimmers, but this is the wrong target fish. So I'm going to have to try and work the magic and hopefully be a little bit lucky. So rigs wise, I've got a 0.6 gram float. I've got like a strung sort of like bolt, couple of droppers, real simple, 016 main line, 011 bottom, and then just fishing a 1.5 Maver hollow elastic through a top two. So nice and soft, but obviously on a puller. And the gear I got, I like to think I probably could land most things in the lake hooking, whatever you might encounter. As long as, like, if you hooked a great big carp, as long as I survived the first initial run, should be alright. Very deep, so it's like literally a full top kit, so it's probably got to be getting on for 8 foot. Having a half decent run of skimmers now, but still a bit frustrated. You know what I mean? Because I want to do well. At the moment, I'm not doing very well. I mean, I've definitely sort of enjoyed it, even though I hadn't done very good. The reason why I can tell I sort of enjoyed it, like, this is a real quick 5 hours, I think, because you're just trying to work so hard, rotating lines, speeding other lines, going through in your mind how to catch and stuff. It was half decent. I mean, going down the edge, open to catch, and basically gone down the edge. This is not speeded up, and basically I've had like an F1 straight away. Happy days. And then if you carry on watching the video, I catch another skimmer, and then that's it. It's just died. So you got to like rotate lines. This has gone like past the pallet and probably about 3.5 foot of water. And I thought maybe that might be better. And then I would feed the pallet if necessary, which it was necessary. So feed the pallet, and that's probably about maybe 2.5 foot of water. Um, and basically, I've caught a couple of skimmers there and one F1, and then that's just been it. Oh, and a big roach. I caught a big roach. And then I've hooked a carp right at the death, or big F1, and unfortunately that's just pulled out. And to be honest with you, that's just like pretty much like summed up my day, to be honest. Um, I think, I don't know what I could have done differently. Maybe should have pinged pellets to my right, fished a lead. I don't know. There wasn't any sort of obvious signs of fish topping, to be fair. I think I've honestly seen maybe two F1s top in the whole duration I've been here. Um, a couple of small fish blip. I don't know. There wasn't really sort of any sort of obvious signs. I don't know. Maybe the peg was too deep. Maybe I should have fished a pellet waggler. I just think it'd have been awkward to fish a pellet waggler with that sort of crosswind, to be honest. Um, I didn't really miss very many bites on the pole neither, even like pinging pellet. So like if you're missing bites, you think, oh no, there's a few fish up in the water. So I'm not so sure by that. Looking back at it, so sometimes it's nice watching yourself back because it just helps you reflect and hopefully do things better next time. But yeah, I don't know. I'd like to say maybe be a bit more patient on the feeder, but I don't know. I ain't caught on it. I've literally spent a good 50 minutes on the feeder. I've had one little skimmer, so that wasn't really worth talking about, to be honest with you. There's the weights on Island Pool. I'm a disappointing 6. It's fished really well looking at the weights. Middle was a bit tougher, and then Ashpool was pretty good on paper, to be fair. Some good weights there. I know it wasn't great for everyone. There's my bag of silvers. I didn't have 47 pound of all skimmers. There's the overall board, so it might be worth pausing. I think I had 24 pound of skimmers and then 22 pound of F1s. So no carp. I don't think there was a great deal of carp caught today on Island Pool, to be honest with you. Anyway, thanks very much for Gary Watts for running it. Nice to see his wife today as well. She gave him a helping hand. Thanks for Mary for doing the pork bats. So yeah, all in all, yeah, it was a good league. You needed a little bit of luck and a bit of a rub of the green. So well done to Darren Hudson for winning, Catherine Davis second, Chris Cameron was third, Ben Suter was fourth, Neil Smith done really well, fair play to him, he come fifth, and then there was joint sixth with Glenn Picton and Neil McKinnon.